Welcome to Laos, where the Mekong River meanders like a lazy poem. Temple bells echo through misty mornings, and the warmest smiles greet you louder than motorbikes in the night. This landlocked gem may sit quietly between giants, but it's full of stories that whisper in mountain winds and glide in bamboo boat paddles. From the colonial grandeur of Luang Prabang to the hip cafes of Vientiane, from the boat tuk-tuks of Vang Vieng to the tranquil rice paddies of the 4,000 islands. Laos moves at its own pace. One moment you're hiking misty forest trails, the next you're sipping Lao coffee sweetened in bamboo, while locals laugh at your pronunciation. So roll up your sleeves. This lowland will surprise you with spiritual depth and rustic charm. Laos is Southeast Asia's landlocked secret, shaped by the Mekong and carved by limestone karsts. It's not linear, it's vertical. Mountains in the north, fertile plains in the central region, and river islands drifting in the south. In the north, cool climate highlands cradle hill tribe villages and hidden waterfalls. Central valleys around Vientiane offer a mix of rice paddies and French colonial architecture. Down south, the Vientiane region, 4,000 islands, floats in the Mekong during dry seasons and disappears underwater at high tide. Rivers here aren't just transport routes, they're lifelines, legends, and the pulse of Laotian life. Laos is home to around 7 million people and dozens of ethnic groups. Laotian Loom, Hmong, Khmu, and more, each with its own dialect, dress, and customs. Their shared identity is Sabaidi, a warm hello, a contained humility, a spirit of peaceful hospitality. Communities gather at temples, markets, and riverside gatherings. Almsgiving during sunrise sees saffron-clad monks and silent riverside crowds. Street life unfolds around lap, minced meat salad, stalls, sticky rice baskets, and stands of kanam kok, coconut pancakes. You'll be invited to meals, where food is cooked in shared pots and stories pass across bowls of papaya salad. Laos does not do speed, it does depth. Its cities are low rises with lofty spirit. Among them, Luang Prabang and Vientiane shine brightest with spiritual beauty and subtle rhythm. Vientiane, capital of calm and conversation. Vientiane isn't flashy. Instead, it's friendly, polite, and built for slow conversations. Daytime here drifts between coffeehouse meetups, temple visits to that Luang stupa, and riverside walks past golden sunsets. Traffic clacks through boulevards lined with palm trees and socialist-era monuments. Here, nothing appears rushed, least of all the city itself. But at night, Vientiane surprises. Book cafes and art bars rise behind sleepy facades. Street food scenes erupt around Talat Sao night market. Think grilled sausage with sticky rice, fresh spring rolls, and Lao-style pizza. French-style bakeries stay open till midnight. On weekends, live bands and open mic nights fill small venues. Vientiane is subtle energy, respectful, organic, but ever ready to exchange a story over a beer lao on the banks of the Mekong. Luang Prabang, sanctuary in stone and spirit. Luang Prabang, listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, feels like a dream in stone and teak wood. Colonial stucco mansions share the banks of the Mekong with gilded temples, like Wat Siang Thong. At dawn, saffron-robed monks file through narrow lanes, collecting cow tom, rice porridge, in quiet reverence. The slower pace here isn't lazy, it's deliberate, like turning down a story to hear every line. But don't mistake tranquility for boredom. By afternoon, French bakeries hum along riverside promenades. Tuk-tuks weave between craft shops and Mekong view cafes. Sunset brings ceremony, local families releasing floating lanterns on the water, offering wishes with rice and candles. At night, the night market fills with silk scarves, hill tribe embroidery, and hunks of barbecued Mekong fish. Luang Prabang is a meditation in motion, peaceful, polished, and deeply human. Vientiane, where time slows and the river reigns. Vientiane, 4,000 islands, isn't just a place, it's a slow-motion dream drifting down the Mekong. Down in southern Laos, where the river stretches wide like a lazy giant, these river islets scatter like freckles across glassy water. The main islands, Don Kong, Don Det, and Don Con, offer varying flavors of escape. Don Kong is serene and sleepy. Don Det is where backpackers lose days to hammocks and happy hours. And Don Con balances both. Here, roosters crow before sunrise, water buffalo nap in the mud, and longtail boats putter between villages that seem stitched into the river itself. There are no cars, no stress. Sea fondant doesn't need to impress you. It simply lets you exhale, unplug, and remember what silence feels like. Vientiane, limestone dreams and river mischief. Once a wild child of backpacker excess, Vientiane has grown up, but kept its magic. Nestled between jagged limestone cliffs and the Namsang River, this little town in central Laos is like a scene pulled straight from a fantasy novel. Towering karsts reflect in lazy water, while blue lagoons shimmer in secret jungle pockets. Adventure lives here. You can kayak past water buffalo, zipline through treetops, hike to ancient caves filled with Buddha statues, or drift in a tube with a beer lao in hand and the sound of reggae echoing through the trees. It's nature's playground, with just enough edge to keep things interesting. Mornings in Vientiane start slow, with sunrise yoga or a warm bowl of noodle soup by the river. Vientiane doesn't ask you to choose between wild and peaceful. It hands you both and lets you float somewhere in between. So, could you cross Laos off your bucket list? Sure, but you might lose track of your heart instead. This country doesn't tick boxes. It leaves marks, the echo of temple chants in a river valley, the heat of sticky rice steaming through morning fog, the surprise of sunset raves beside that same river. Laos is not a vacation. It's a quiet education. By the time you leave, you'll remember the taste of Lao coffee in your hand, a lotus blooming in a roadside pond, a tuk-tuk ride filled with childish giggles. So whenever you feel rushed, remember Laos, land of slow smiles, river souls, and pockets of time that remind you how to breathe.